Spiritual meaning, if I were to put a definition to that, I think it's the questions we have like at 3 o'clock in the morning of like, what are we doing here? What's life about? Why are we born and why do we die? And the spirituality I was raised with, does that make sense to me anymore or something? Most people report that they've had some kind of experience off and out in nature where they feel the presence of awe of something greater than themselves. There's some sort of clue in that of what spiritual meaning is. And there's a big difference between people who have a sense of what we're doing here and what life's about and people who feel like it's meaningless. And people who, they've done a lot of studies that people who have some sense of spiritual meaning, if it's an old-fashioned, I shouldn't put that value judgment on it, more traditional kind of religious sort of belief or something more spiritual but not religious, which Time Magazine says is the fastest growing part of society. They have much less mental health problems and much less substance abuse problems than people who say, I'm not spiritual, I don't have any sort of, life's meaningless. He spoke about feeling spiritually disappointed. He grew up in a religious family, and when he left that traditional religion, hasn't found what to replace it with. And I find this a lot with people who grew up with a strong religious orientation, sometimes really feel that lack when the old ways aren't working for them anymore. So that's another thing. I feel like his solution is a spiritual solution. And traditional therapy, unless you're with a transpersonal therapist, is probably not going to address that. And that's going to be really important that he finds some kind of spiritual meaning in his life.